Alright, look, this here is Sean Cook. He's like Tim Cook, but worse. Sean's mom had a problem, and the problem was she simply couldn't find any good men online. She had gone through most of the dating apps and was only finding men with criminal records, and in some cases they were just catfish accounts. Sean decided to solve his mother's problem, right? So you would think he would create a superior dating app which is going to have tighter restrictions and a lot of verification, whatever, right? No. He created the T app. Now, Francis, what is the T app, you might be asking? Well, I'll tell you. This is an app created exclusively for women. No men allowed. It is an app for women to discuss, you guessed it, men. So if you're a man and you ever dated a woman and that relationship ended on a sour note, and maybe you're the kind to let out a little flatulence when you sleep, or maybe you're a man with performance issues, oh boy, if you have any of those issues or worse, then you're cooked, because it will be discussed. It's probably wild on that app. I'm sure there are posts like, Kwesi has a tiny wiener but a very huge ego. Red flag, I do not recommend. But that got me asking, when is someone going to create a similar app for the men? When is someone going to stand up for us? I mean, we need this too. We would also like to know if the person we are considering to date or the person we are interested in is a little cuckoo up there. So if I create a profile of this person on the app, I can get others who have been there, done that, to come give their experiences and reviews like this. So on our first date, let's call this girl Millie. So Millie and I went to a very nice restaurant that she recommended. 5-star restaurant, brilliant ambience, lovely place. But things began to turn for the worse when the food arrived. My God, it was as if she had been possessed. She started dancing and smiling eerily. I did not understand what was happening. I thought perhaps she's just trying to be quirky. She's just trying to ease the tension so we can have a good conversation on our first meeting, which is fair. How wrong I was. The time came for us to finally eat, and she reached her entire hand into her bowl of food, picking as much as she could, opening her mouth to a size that humans simply shouldn't reach. And then she began eating and eating, punctuating every couple of swallows with a loud burp, with no reservation or care in the world. Everybody was staring at us. I was so embarrassed that I couldn't eat. I was disgusted. At that point, I knew this was a mistake. But it didn't end there. She ordered another plate, on me by the way, repeated the same dance and ate in a similar fashion, refusing to engage in a single conversation while she ate. And after 2 entire plates, she looked at me and asked, "Are you going to finish that?" She blocked me after the date, so I guess that's what she does. She just uses first dates to try out restaurants that she wants to go to, eats as much as she can, and blocks you the next day. This is relevant information I would like to have before going out on a date with someone. It's fair game. Now let me tell you how this T app works. If a woman comes across a guy on her dating app and she wants to find more information about this person, if they're a good person or a bad person, they basically go onto the T app, try to search for the guy's name if another person has already created a profile about them. If yes, she can go there and read everything that other people have written under that profile. You can also put a picture of this man in the app, and the app is able to use the reverse image search to identify this person and then leads you to a profile discussing the person. And all of this, posting his pictures, writing things about him, all of that is done without the man's consent, because who cares about men, right? So if the profile isn't already on the app, you go there, you create it, and then the fun begins. You start writing things about this person, why they're good, why they're bad, and overall, do you think they're a red flag or a green flag? Isn't subscribed to Francis OF, red flag. Denied. Actually though, if you're dating anybody who isn't subscribed, run. In theory, the app makes so much sense. You are able to bypass a lot of hurdles and trouble. So instead of going on multiple dates and maybe spending months together before you find out the terrible things these people can do, you can just sign up onto the app and decide if you want to be with said person. That was its entire purpose, to help women date safer. It all seemed good. The app was doing exactly what it was designed to. That was until July 2025 when the users on the app grew exponentially. With more people came more gossip, and with more gossip came more media attention. And as these women were sharing their experiences on the app, men became aware of this terrible abomination. Apparently, certain women, certain crazy exes were posting untrue and defamatory claims about specific men. Like I said earlier, anybody from anywhere can create a profile using your picture and say anything at all without verification and without consequence. You don't even get the opportunity to consent or be aware that this is happening. In some instances, the women were sharing the address and contact information of these men. Why? So when this became public knowledge, men decided to join the app. They were enraged. But because this is an only women's app and you have to provide verification that you're a woman before you're allowed access, the men had to find a workaround. So they downloaded images of women from Google, put them in there, and voila, they had access. Others put on wigs, and even that worked. So much for security. They went in there and discovered the terrible things that were being said about them. A lot of them made TikToks debunking the reviews they had gotten, while others banded together to get the app hacked and leaked. They wanted to expose everybody that was using the T app. Well, it wouldn't take long for their wish to come true, because on July 25th, 2025, someone hacked into the app, downloading over 72,000 pictures of its users, private photos, driver's licenses, and releasing all that data online. A few days later, that same individual hacked the app again and released over 1.1 million DMs, which included some private and sensitive information. Now, with all of this happening in the space of just a couple of days, people began wondering what was going on. How does this app have such poor security? A lot of people believed it was vibe coded, which for the uninitiated means someone basically went to ChatGPT or one of these AI things and typed, "Create app for women to talk about guys they dated." Enter. But that's not fact though, that's just what people believe happened because of how easy it was for all that information to be leaked. Many experts are surprised by how unsecure the app was, because no crazy hacking was required to leak all this information. It was apparently just available in like a URL link. So if you knew your way around coding apps and those things, you could basically grab all that information if you wanted. Not very long after the data breach, someone created a game called T-Spill, where they take the leaked photos of the exposed users, pair them against each other for men to decide who's hot and who's not. So basically, a guy created an app to help women date faster. It turns out the app wasn't secure enough, so people stole all their data, released them online, and yeah, now people's addresses, photos, and contact information are just available online for anybody to access. Technology. Alright, so that's basically it. Thank you for watching. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed, share with somebody, and I will see you another time. Thank you. Bye.